Hi guys, I hope you're having a good start to your day. I am back for chapter 4 of The Face on the Milk Carton. Just to quickly review, at the end of chapter 3, Janie's with her mom and they're taking this cake decorating class. She's trying to decorate the cake and write happy birthday, and then she starts to think and starts to let her mind wander about what was the birthday on the milk carton? Is that Jenny Spring's birthday? Is that her birthday? And that's how we ended chapter 3. So here we go, chapter 4. She slept soundly. If she dreamed, she did not remember when she awoke. How strange, thought Janie. You think if anything would give me nightmares, it would be this. Morning sun streamed in the window. It caught on the prisms Janie had been given for some elementary school science project and never taken down from their plastic strings. Miniature rainbows danced across the walls. She held out her hand and caught one in her palm. On the desk was a spray of reference books given her over various Christmases and rarely touched. The dictionary was a huge dark blue Webster's. She looked up nightmare. From Middle English, knit, night, and Anglo-Saxon mare, demon. Then she looked up daydream, a pleasant, dreamy thought. Below it, there actually was a word daymare, defined as nightmare, taking place in the day. Demon, thought Janie. That's what it was, some demon, some goblin or troll, forcing a daymare on me. In school, the boys were particularly sophomoric. Janie adored mischief if she could watch rather than participate. She was perfectly willing to cheer the boys on as long as she ran no risk of getting punished along with them. Pete had a huge roll of masking tape left over from an art project. All the kids were attracted by the tape. Everybody wanted to rip off a piece and tape things together. We could tape Sarah Charlotte's mouth shut, said Jason, laughing, ready to do it. Tape the trash barrel lids closed so nobody can throw anything away, Adar suggested. Or tape Ellen Winter's braids to her back. Nobody liked Ellen Winter. Nobody ever had. Nobody ever would. The poor thing would have nobody to untape her. No, let's tape Janie's hair down, cried Jason. At last I'll have breathing space during lunch. We'll just wind the whole roll around her forehead until her hair is finally under control. Janie shrieked with mixed horror and delight, protecting her head with her arms. She considered whether to yank her sweater up over her hair and run screaming down the halls. Sarah Charlotte shuddered, imagining this fate. You never get it off. Then when we pulled the tape away, we scalp her. Somebody locked this boy up. He's sick and twisted. I like it. I like that in a person, said Adar. I know, said Pete. Let's tape all the desks together. Let's what? Let's go into the 9th grade wing. They're all at lunch. We'll turn every desk inward and tape them together. When they get back from lunch, they won't be able to get their chairs under their desks. Oh, that is a good idea, said Sarah Charlotte. What a gift from us to them. Think how they'll waste a whole period trying to untape desks. There was silence while each debated whether the pleasure would be worth the pain, if they got caught, or whether they'd rather just sit there and have lunch, or if they'd be wimps if they didn't follow through on it now. Adar, who was going for a driver's test the following Monday and who carried her driver's ed book with her everywhere, was not interested. Don't let's do that, she begged. Somebody test me on stopping distance instead. Janie flipped the book open and read aloud the questions on stopping distances. Adar got them all right. She had the entire book memorized. I'm so afraid I'll forget something when I go for my test, said Adar. What if they won't give me my license just because I didn't remember to bring my birth certificate? Then we know what a dumbbell you are, said Jason. If you're that dumb, you don't deserve your brownie. So give me your dessert. Janie's body turned to ice. I have no more control over my temperature than I do over the daymares, thought Janie. She said, you have to have a birth certificate to get a driver's license, Adar? Now her interior betrayed her. All the organs in her chest and abdomen shuddered and rippled. I don't want to know, thought Janey, because why? Does something deep inside me know already? But why now? Why haven't I known all along? How could you forget something like your real family and the moment you were taken from them? I know I'm making it up. It's a demon. The dictionary says so. So why am I turning cold with fear? Three forms of identification, said Adar. I'm bringing my birth certificate, which you have to have, my social security card, and my passport. Jason laughed suddenly. I remember the first time I saw my birth certificate, he said, with its little raised seal and the gold lettering at the top. It was so official and all, the real me, and it had the wrong birth date. I practically passed out. I thought, I'm somebody else. I'm adopted. They switched babies at the hospital. I sweated so much the paper got soggy. Janie's mouth was so dry she could not ask questions. It turns out, Jason explained, his voice rich with relief, that there are two dates, the day you were born and the day they register you on the records, which in my case was several days later. His eyes landed on the wrong date. Janie seemed to melt like ice cream in the sun. She had no energy left, hardly even a mind. She pictured road surfaces in winter, rippled into potholes and heaves by the changing temperatures, ice one day, sunny thaw the next. Would the changing temperatures of her imagination rip through her too? She had never seen an insane person. They don't mean to go insane, thought Jamie. It happens to their surface, like freeze and thaw. She had a sense that she must hold on to her sanity, the way in a crowd in the city you held to your purse, that it would take both hands to stay sane. Reeve did not give her a ride home. She took the bus. It stopped at the corner. She had a block to walk. There Theirs was their neighborhood was a mixed neighborhood. Originally a street of substantial older houses with front porches, big attics, and trees that dumped a million leaves every autumn. Each side lot had been built upon modern ranches, and cute little Cape Cods lay between each brown shingled old place. Her own house was an old one, dramatically modernized with sheets of glass where once there had been dark hidden rooms. Janie walked through mountains of leaves in the gutter, waiting for the town crew to come with their frightening leaf vacuum that sucked and then minced the scarlet and gold leaves. She had never been able to watch it. She went into the side door. Mom, she yelled. In here, dear. Her mother was at her desk. Lists, folders, notations. All the stuff for her various causes and crusades. How was school, darling? Oh, you know, school. I had a great day, said her mother happily. My Laotian boy, he's really made a quantum leap. He's not going to need me much longer. Her mother tutored English as a second language. The Laotian boy had one interest and one only, sports. He wanted his terms straight so he wouldn't refer to baskets or goals for a baseball game. Mom, said Janie, keeping her voice light, I'm going to need my birth certificate for getting my driver's license. Can I see it now? Her mother's pencil stopped moving on the form she was filling out. It seemed to Janie that her mother's knuckles tightened and whitened. Her mother said, Darling, you won't be eligible for months. I know, but Adar's been talking about it and I got interested. It's in the safe deposit box at the bank, said her mother. Oh, well, then, let's go open it. I'm very busy, darling. Let's go tomorrow, then. Tomorrow's Saturday, her mother said quickly. The bank's not open. Janie felt like an executioner, escorting her own mother to the guillotine. Monday, then, said Janie. Her mother said, Jane Elizabeth Johnson, you do not give your mother orders, do you hear me? You may ask courteously, but you may not command. Why don't you want me to see my birth certificate? Asked Janie. Her mother turned a page in her notebook and stared at the blank paper. Don't be ridiculous, Janie. Now let's have a snack. What do you feel like? I did a huge grocery shopping. new microwave and frozen stuff we haven't tried yet, and fruit juice popsicles for you instead of ice cream. He doesn't want me to see my birth certificate, thought Janie, because there isn't one, because the dates are wrong, or because she isn't in the mood to bother with the bank. In the kitchen, Janie looked at the bread box and passed on donuts, French onion bagels, and raspberry coffee cake. She checked the shelves, but did not feel like opening double-stuffed Oreos or Malamars. She was not in the mood for the strawberry vanilla yogurt or leftover pizza in the refrigerator. I knew all along my snack would be in the freezer, she remarked, but her mother had not come in with her. Janie turned slowly, looking around the empty room. Always after school, if her mother was home, the two of them shared snacks, discussed their day, opened the mail together. Her mother not only remained in her study, but she even shut the door. Janie jerked open the freezer. Cold air bathed her cheeks. There was a quart of wildberry ripple ice cream, flavor of the month, for her father. From the shelf, she took her favorite bowl, a Peter Rabbit bowl she's had since when? Thought Janie. All my life? Or since I was... She wrenched her mind away from it. From the utensil drawer, she took the ice cream scoop. It was old, with a wooden handle now split from many runs through the dishwasher. The scoop itself was pitted with age. Like a painting from the bottom up, another kitchen emerged in her brain. She saw the floor first, toys on it, yellow linoleum. She saw the legs of chairs next, and the legs of grown-ups. Then a tabletop. It was at eye level. She was the height of the table. Janie panted like a kid having an asthma attack. She could barely keep her balance. The painting grew, gathering color and detail. Not a large room, messy, two screaming babies, each in a high chair. The apron, that white canvas apron with the pocket of candy. A bag of Wonder Bread. She could remember the wrapper. Her voice asking for milk, but nobody heard her over the screaming of the babies, so Janie got it herself, spilling a puddle. She could remember mopping it up with a paper towel, proud of herself for making the mess and for unmaking it. She remembered being scooped up, hugged, laughter, noise, mess, commotion. The kitchen in which she really stood was large, smooth, and empty. The counters and shelves pounded in her head like cartoon things taking on life and rhythm. Abandoning the court of wild berry ripple, Janie ran outside. Reeve was raking leaves in his yard. "Hi," he said. "Come to help? I've got an extra rake." "It's time you earned your keep, woman," he grinned. His face was rather long and narrow, and the grin was a surprise because it took up so much space. You were shocked with joy when Reeve smiled at you, a French-looking beret tilted on his hair. He was thigh-deep in leaves. "I've got to mow the lawn again," he exclaimed. "That grass went and grew some more. I don't know how, under a foot of leaves. Here, rake, Janie. I need you." She took the rake. Energy spilled out of her like oil from a smashed tanker. Leaves were flung into the air. She made immediate progress. Reeve stared at her. She raked on until the leaves were a mountain in front of her, and the lawn a green swarm behind her. Without catching herself, Reeve fell backward onto the leaf pile and sank toward the ground, brown leaves sliding over his face and chest. "Janie, you have a problem. Come on, come tell Uncle Reeve." He sprawled comfortably. The leaves crackled with every breath he took. She sat next to him, cross-legged, looking down into his face. They were in a nest hidden from the adult world. There was nothing like a pile of leaves to make you feel little again. "Reeve, do you think 800 numbers can trace a call? I mean, if you called the 800 number and didn't say anything, could they find out what phone you called from?" "I'll take it you're not going to call Time Magazine for a subscription," said Reeve, laughing. "Who are you calling? The Secret Service to report assassination attempt?" How did he get so close, she thought. Does he know something too? Deep down, without admitting it, does he remember? Would he have been 7? I would have been 5. "I thought I'd call the Milk Council to find out about new research on milk allergies," she said. Reeve shouted with laughter. "Oh boy, they'll really want to trace that call, Jane Elizabeth. They'll figure they've got an escaped drug-running Central American dictator on the phone for sure when you ask about milk allergies. He laughed and laughed, put both hands around her, and pulled her down into the leaves with him. And that is the end of chapter 4. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day.